Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, this is Annette Dion, the host and creator of the Psychic News Network. It is September 23rd. Yes, 2021. We're right into fall now. The first day of fall was yesterday, and we're in the sign, the sun is in Libra right now. Coming off that full moon weekend. Yeah, there's so much news. I don't know. We're just gonna go with whatever pops into my head to talk about. I hope you're doing well and have had a great day and are looking forward to the end of the week. Let's get to the news. On a very somber note, very disturbing, there was a shooting at a Kroger grocery store in Tennessee. And, you know, I think that we really have to get to a place in this country as citizens of this nation. We got to figure it out. We've got to figure out how we're going to get gun reform, for one thing. And pretty much across the board, we have to get reform about everything. Big money, dark money this has been going on for way too long. Way too long. And if you are somebody who can tune into situations and feel what's going on, it's so disturbing. The grocery store shootings, I won't go on about it because I don't want to bring you down. But, I mean, these people, they're just going to the grocery store to get some groceries in the middle of the day. Anyway. Actually, so we're going to get that topic kind of like, we're going to get past it. We're going to look at 3 cards to see if gun reform in this country will ever happen. And, you know, we might dig a little bit deeper, too. I mean, we might ask if reforms will ever happen in this country, because this country is being run. Oh, gosh, I hate to be pessimistic, but let's just face the facts, and then we'll see what to do. Big pharma, big oil, and big coal, the fossil fuel industry. These are all holding up this infrastructure bill that will make the difference for America. If these, be polite in it, if these jerks stop blocking, like Mitch McConnell, for instance, and Joe Manchin, and that Kirsten Sinema, I won't start. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the money, they're in it for the money, they're in it for the money. Everybody's in it for the money, you know, to a big degree or a lesser degree, but everybody's in it for the money. Joe Manchin's in it for the money. They're not in it for the people. So we're going to start with gun reform. And then we're going to move to some other topics to see if there'll be any reform in those other areas. But, you know, America has a big, giant problem. In other countries, as far as I know, and I do check the news, I don't see people in, I don't know, like Germany walking into a store, in a grocery store, and just shooting people. Just because. I think I feel like waking up in the morning, I think I'll go shoot some people. Traumatize an entire community. Just, I don't know, because I feel like it. Is it gonna change? Do you like my different colors? I do this because I don't want to clash too much, and I wore my tie-dye today, and I don't want to clash, and I want to be more bright. Anyway, clashing's not good. Got my hair cut. Okay, so, nails are next. Are we going to see gun reform in this country? Visualize change. That's just visualize change. This is the first card that I see. Visualize change. Just pray, intend. It's a battle. It continues to be a battle. I don't know if you all heard about when now I don't know names, but the parents of a boy who was in a school shooting, and I think it was in Florida, but how terrible is it that there are so many? I'm not really sure if it was the one in Florida, but the one of many that have happened. They staged a fake talk, and they invited, I think it was 2 heads of the NRA to come and give a commencement speech that was just, they pretended it was just a rehearsal. So they put thousands, I think it was over 5,000 empty chairs, and these heads of the NRA thought they were just doing a rehearsal for a commencement speech that they will be given to the students. I don't know if they said anything about the Second Amendment rights in that speech. I didn't listen to the speech. So they got, I don't know how they didn't know they were being had. It was kind of like a Borat movie. And they gave a speech, and only later to find out that they were spoofed, and it was for effect, and those 5,000 plus chairs represented how many students died in school shootings, and that doesn't include those that were injured. Now, I don't know how that all worked out in the end, whether the NRA, guys were upset, if they tried to sue. I don't know. I don't know how that ended. I'd like to know. But just making the point that they don't care. I mean, they just wanted to be up there, giving their little speech. Nothing's changed, and police reform didn't happen. There was something going on today with a vote on that. Police reform didn't happen after all that George Floyd stuff, and the guides just said not yet. The guides just said not yet. Okay. All right, so I got the challenge card. These cards look like something will happen, and I'm getting a little bit skeptical. This feels like the energy of Kamala Harris stepping into the ring on gun reform laws. This feels like the mothers stepping into the ring on gun reform laws. And it looks like a spiritual calling and awakening for some people who will lead the charge and get gun reform to at least begin. Come on. Columbine was 1995, I think. Maybe a little later, but it was the 1990s. All right. We're going to have to pick a happy topic for a second. And I can't think of one. Happy topic. Okay, let's just go down this road, and I'll see if I can remember a joke. Oh, by the way, tarot at the castle last night. It finally went off, and since we're recording the whole entire class, it's not too late to join, and there's 7 classes left, and it's a blast. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com if you want to email me to get in, or you can just sign right up at hammondcastle.org. I'll write in the description. I'll write the. I'll put the link. So, okay, the infrastructure bill. We're going to ask about the infrastructure bill, in which there is climate change, jobs and budgets, and like this can happen, and supporting the technology that will help us in this global climate crisis. Just as a side note, I noticed Jimmy Kimmel and I think all the late night hosts have made global climate change the center of their focus, and they're starting to speak out loudly about it, showing clips of different scientists and professionals years and years and years and years ago warning us about this. And we know at that UN summit, the countries were saying we're in the red zone. This is code red for the planet. We will have catastrophic disasters galore if we don't do something, and it's in the infrastructure bill. What we can do to save our country and to contribute to saving our planet, and these jerk faces won't let it pass. Let's see if we'll get any movement on that. Now, Pelosi seems like she's always got an ace up her sleeve, so she seems like she will kind of step it up. And but Manchin and Cinema, man, you know, like the Hangman coming up is indicating that some of these Republicans are going to have to give in. But it looks like we'll have to we'll have to drop some of the funding for certain things. We'll get something, but it doesn't look like we're going to get all of it. So let's just ask the pendulum, are we going to get the portion of the infrastructure bill passed? It does look like it's going to pass. It's going to be a while. I'm not seeing until December. Are we going to get the portion where we're addressing climate change? We're creating jobs and, you know, creating a sustainable, and the pendulum's saying no. Oh, it's spinning. No, I think that's not yet. Let's let the pendulum work its way. This is kind of like the pendulum's going around in circles, which means, you know, it's not settled yet. It's not settled. Is the global climate portion of the infrastructure bill? Yeah, the pendulum's kind of funny because it was like giving me the runaround at first, which is basically what's happening. It will pass, but I got the runaround, and I feel the month of December, there's going to be a whole lot of back and forth bickering. The thing that makes me so upset today, I'm really, you know, I'm on my soapbox, I know. You can shut it off if you want, it's no problem. It's your free will, it's a free country, I think. Is that there are so many great things that will help people that are being stopped in their tracks. Because Big Pharma and Big Oil and coal, Mr. Manchin, they want to make more money. They want to line their pockets. They don't want anybody to interfere with how much they're going to line their pockets. And how much money do you really need? I've said it before. I feel sorry for these people. They have such a big, giant, huge hole in their soul that they don't want to help people. And you and me, all of you and me, know that if somebody was hurting and we had the means to help, we would help. So we don't understand this kind of brazen evil. Brazen evil. We don't understand it. But one thing's for sure, you know, they're not going to the big heaven in the sky. That's for sure. Okay. Speaking of global climate change, it's still really warm in New England. It's humid as can be. So, all right, the other thing that we want to ask about is the Republicans that are taking away our democracy, taking away our rights, and what's going to happen with the voting rights. Is that going to, are we going to see some action? I think the reason that I'm so frustrated is that it's reaching a peak and it's reaching a point of great clarity, like Mitch McConnell said, he doesn't want to let anything happen. Mitch McConnell, the guys just said Mitch McConnell's has seen his last day in the sun. Doesn't mean death necessarily, I don't think. But I feel the law coming down, and I think that's what's really unnerving too, is how much they're getting away with. It's remarkable. So, voting rights. It's gonna hurt, people. It's gonna hurt. What they take away from us, what those Republicans are taking away from us, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. The Six of Cups this is pointing to 6 Republicans doing very nefarious stuff to lock it in that the voting rights will not be what they used to be. Let's pick 3 more cards about that. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, you know what? America is going to really go through some tough times with our democracy. And I don't mean like another coup. but I do mean it's gonna be tough. The young Democrats I see are gonna make a huge difference in getting our voting rights. And the Hierophant keeps coming up because this is indicative tonight. This is indicative of our moral compass. And we have to visualize our moral compass being put in place because we lost our moral compass in this country in general. And the voting rights, after a lot of struggle, we'll get our code of ethics back. And that means that we will keep our voting rights, but I'm seeing them really stripped down. Really stripped down. It's not easy. By the way, just as a little diversion, because everybody's asking the psychics what happened to, we know that Gabby Petito, I won't get into it much, I just wanted to touch on the subject. We know that it was deemed a homicide. I kind of can see things when mysterious happenings like this occur. And I want to ask the pendulum, I haven't asked yet, if the Brian Laundrie is alive. I'm asking the pendulum. I don't think so. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And it's just because people ask. Okay. Now, going to a completely different topic. Somebody who's probably watching, sent me an article about like there's not enough things to worry about, right? Off of the coast of the east coast of the United States, there's by the Canary Islands, there's a lot of under the ocean, way under the ocean, there's volcanic activity, and then lo and behold, today I see there's a volcano erupting in the Canary Islands, and underneath the ocean there's a ledge that if there's an earthquake under the ocean and it kind of, gets disrupted, we could see a tsunami that takes out the whole East Coast. So, well, I'm just bringing it up because somebody asked what I thought about that, and I got that it's not imminent. And then I saw the volcano erupting in the Canary Islands in the news this morning. I went, well, let's see. I don't see a huge tsunami, but I don't think the guides let us see things like that. Sometimes I think that if it's too bad, the guides will hide it from us. We're okay. The Temperance card. This is interesting because we might see some things like a big waves, big wave activity, but I'm not seeing it wiping out the East Coast. The Four of Wands. I think the angels and guides are going to protect us from something like that. And the Princess of Swords is, yeah, I feel like it was exaggerated in terms of like, it's not really imminent, it's just something that could happen. It's something that there's a certain level of possibility that could happen, but the guides are saying there's a lot of things that fall into that category. Global climate change is a different issue though, because scientifically it's been measured. And those things, that are happening, global catastrophe wise, are already occurring. Yes, they are. Okay, 45. Let's go to 45. What's going on with him? Now, the guides are telling me that 45 is planning something, but I'm not having a sense that it's going to work. And we all know that he went ahead and sued his niece, Mary Trump, for all the truth telling, basically. And also the New York Times, I believe. He's suing them for $100 million, and it's because he needs the money and because he's just trying to save face. 45. Suing his niece. What a nice uncle, huh? Takes all the money, keeps her out of the will. She was entitled to lots of family money and from her grandfather, and they weren't nice to her father, that's for sure. And what a terrible family. So let's look at 45 and his children. Let's see what's going on with them right now, because why not? That's why we're here. I feel like this is a really heavy reading, so I hope I'm not depressing you. It's just that we got to get to work. We really got to get to work, and we have to, as American citizens, we have to put the pressure on, and we have to keep the pressure on we can't just walk away and think that somebody else is going to take care of it. And I know from my own activism, most people just walk away and hope that someone else is going to take care of it. We don't really live in a very participatory society right now. And unfortunately, the guides keep telling me it won't really happen until it gets so bad that we can't take it anymore. And this infrastructure bill is a big deal. I mean, this is make or break. The infrastructure bill is make or break. So anyway, we're switching topics to 45 and his kids. We're just going to briefly look at what's going on with them. What's going on with them? Oh. There's too much dirt on the 45 family. Sayonara. I said that the other day. Oh yeah, I think the justice system is going to amp it up. The Eight of Swords, they're looking at, I just see the 45's kids looking at maybe their bank accounts or something, or how much they're definitely going to lose, and losing their minds over it, like, oh my God, this can't be happening. They have no concept of not having like money or some semblance. I know it's all wrapped up in real estate mostly. But there's a lot of money that they will not have access to anymore. And I feel like the guys are saying Eric Trump is going to jail. He's not the only one, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Eric's coming first. Wonder why. I don't really want to look too much into the family, but I do want to look at the cohorts like Steve Bannon and Roger Stone. Those two. And Flynn. Gosh, I feel like I'm talking about a Batman show. The evildoers. The coup, the attempted coup was all planned. It's in black and white. It's in writing. Let's pray that justice wins. Oh, okay. The Lover card is coming up. So that doesn't mean lovers. It doesn't mean romance. Here it means, because I'm asking about Steve Bannon and Roger Stone. Oh yeah, like this is like they were all in bed together. I don't mean literally, you know what I mean? It's a saying. They were all in cahoots. I see the Queen of Swords. This is Nancy Pelosi, really behind the scenes, nailing them to a cross. And the Six of Swords. They're going to try to dance their way out of it, but the guides are telling me that they're actually... Roger Stone and Flynn, they feel like they're planning their escape. I don't know where they would go. Let's take a look at where would they go. Oh yeah, Four of Pentacles. They're making deals to get out of Dodge. Once again, this keeps coming up. I see people that will be indicted that know that they're facing jail time, making plans to get out of the country. But will they succeed? No. The Seven of Wands again says this will be challenging. Very challenging. Because all eyes will be on them. They'll be kind of like under surveillance. This is a real test of our justice system. And you know what? You know how I talk about resistance training? This has the potential to make this country very strong. Calling these people out and getting them thrown in jail. I just get concerned about how our ethics and morals have gotten so lax, and that it's kind of like everybody's just a criminal, and so that's kind of the way they're looking at it. Well, why should I go to jail? He's doing it and she's doing it, and like Mitch McConnell's wife was doing it, like all these, it's almost like all these criminals are just, their attitude is like, oh, well, so what? I did it. Well, they did it too. And you which reminds me of Weisselberg and his lawyers, standing up when they were doing that little meeting to just appoint a date for the hearing, and they stood up for, really, it was ridiculous, and said, oh, they're co-conspirators, what's Weisselberg going, yeah, I committed crimes, but what about these guys? It's so childish. I know you are, but what am I? I'm in rare form tonight. Yeah, so I see them all in jail. I think I see them all in jail. That just popped out. I feel like I see them all in jail. Okay, next. The January 6th Commission. We're going to ask about, I said the last reading that I felt like we'd be watching on TV these hearings in the spring, and I just heard that on the news today, actually. But we'll be hearing a lot of information before then. So the January 6th Commission. Oh, by the way, Liz Cheney is getting all kinds of backing to support the cause from George W. That's interesting. George W. was really, really... Oh my goodness. This is like about the January 6th Commission. Heads are gonna fly. Oh no, heads are gonna roll. There's going to be a lot of people. It's almost like there's going to be too many crimes to count. With the January 6th Commission, it's going to be like, what are we going to do with all these crimes? We've never seen so many crimes. Yep. Well, let's ask now if they'll be met with great success in having justice served. Oh my gosh, we got swords galore tonight. So this is the Nine of Swords. Oh yeah, heads are going to roll. Now, the reason that I'm seeing all these swords is because the January 6th Commission is going to say, we have this, 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 we have, you know, it's infinite. How much evidence they have against some of these Republicans, like the dirty dozen is what I'm getting. It's going to be all out there in the open. The evidence is going to be right there. And then these Republicans are going to start firing back. I don't mean literally with, you know, weapons. We had enough of that, right? They're going to start firing back with, I know you are, but what am I? It's not going to work. But this is going to test our judicial system, and we will have to get a lot stronger on that. I mean, there's no more just sitting around, just letting things flow. This is not a time for that. 3 more cards about the January 6th Commission. It's going to be a balancing act for the Commission, but they'll be able to jump over the gaslighting from the Republicans that are in big fat trouble for planning to take down our democracy. Hello? Can you imagine if a Democratic president did that? I can't even begin to think about it. The King of Wands. This looks like, ultimately, this is interesting. Ultimately, it puts Biden in a stronger position. The January 6th Commission actually ultimately puts Biden in a stronger position. Okay. These cards are all mixed up now. The other thing that I want to ask about was about COVID. Well, you know, one thing's for sure. You know, I know that I'm going on about all this darkness because there doesn't seem to be anything optimistic in the news today anyway. But I want everybody to notice that the nefariousness and the evil is on full display. We're seeing Republicans that want to push people into situations that will cause death. Or it will cause them to make a lot of money because, like, Satan wants people to get COVID because he has stocks in that remedy. I'm not in medicine. I don't know what the remedy is. Some kind of antibodies that are synthetically manufactured that you can drip into your system when you have COVID to help you to get better. So Satan wants people to get COVID and suffer so that he can make more money on that drug. Yes, I really just said that. I know. I know. It's insanity. So I'll just read about COVID and, you know, that and whether the Republicans are going to be sorry. Oh, well, there you go. Yes, the Republicans will be sorry that they caused people to die. I heard today that they're trying to take away all vaccine mandates, like for diseases that we have been able to obliterate with vaccines. So, Five of Cups, yes, they will be sorry. DeSatan and Abbott will be sorry, for instance. And I'm getting Kristi Noem will be sorry too. Yeah. This is, they're in legal jeopardy. It's going to be after our justice system has handled a couple other things before getting to DeSatan and Abbott. Before I let you go, people are wondering about Matthew McConaughey. I think that's how you say his name. And Beto O'Rourke. I don't see Matthew, the actor. McConaughey? He drives me crazy. He's a little too cool, you know? The too cool thing. You're either cool or you're not. You can't fake cool. I won't get into it. Let's see if Beto's going to become governor of Texas. That's a good question. People want to know that. Wow, it's interesting because I'm seeing that people really love him. When Beto puts his hat in the ring, people are going to be like, yay, they're going to be so happy. And then the guides are telling me there's going to be a turning point. When Beto puts his hat in the ring, I think he already has, I mentioned that the other night, to run for governor, the people are going to be very happy and very excited, and then the Republicans are going to jump on it and try to discredit him in some way. They're going to try to stop the voting. And once again, it's going to be in full living color on full display. The Republicans are just trying to take away our democracy. It's going to be a kind of a barometer of where we are when Beto O'Rourke is running for governor. And let's see. The guides tonight, the cards are they're giving me like the long road. They're saying, we're taking the long way in improving things in America. The Three of Swords, it's going to be on full display how corrupt the Republicans have gotten. The Two of Cups looks like there's going to be a harmonious outcome for Beto O'Rourke. And let me ask, this is way in the future, and I don't usually read for that far out. But let's just see if he's going to be at least in a winning position. Yeah. So what I see is that he's going to win, and then the Republicans are going to come in and say he cheated, right? That's where we are. What can I say? I wish I could give you better news. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll be back in a couple of days. It's Thursday already, so I'll be back on Saturday. Post your questions. Thank you for your nice comments. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com is my email if you would like to email me for a reading. You won't regret it. And HammondCastle.org. I'm telling you, Tarot at the Castle. The setting is amazing. Really fun. HammondCastle.org if you want to sign up for the live stream. And you get recordings of every class, and you can watch them as many times as you can. And it's really not expensive. Okay, namaste, see you soon, and thanks for all the good stuff. Bye.